Hi guys. So I am here to go over the worksheets that you're going to do by yourself. I'm going to go through them with you first. I'm going to do some as an example. So when you open your slides, if you're watching this video and you have not watched the Three Little Dassies story or the original Three Little Pigs story, you might want to go back and do those because I am basing my worksheets off the Three Little Dassies. Okay. So, which is a version of the Three Little Pigs. The three worksheets that we have, I am going to use that story for all three worksheets. When you do your worksheets in the Google Slides, when you do those three slides, you're going to be picking one of the other four stories that I recorded for you. So you could use the true story of the Three Little Pigs, the Three Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig, the Ninja Pigs, or the Three Little Javelinas. You could use any one of those books to complete these slides. I would pick one. So let's say you liked the Three Ninja Pigs. I would use that story for all three sheets just to keep it really simple. Don't go around and try to pick a different book for each one. So on this slide, it's a retell a story. So since we had a lot of you, not all of you, but a lot of you had a little bit of difficulty on the beginning, middle, end when it was on the Officer Buckle and Gloria slides. So I'm just going to go over this one with you for the Three Little Dassies. So on yours, when you get to this page on your slides, you want to type the name of the story that you're going to be using. So if you're going to use the Three Ninja Pigs, that's what you would write here. Okay, I'm going to write the Three Dassies. And that way, that gives Mrs. Keaton a heads up so that I know which story you're referring to on all of these pages. Okay, so the first one, when we think about beginning, middle, end, the nice thing too is these sheets right here. This one has who are the main characters, where and when does the story take place, what happens at the beginning of the story. So it's kind of giving you some prompts to think about as you decide what you want to write in this box. So when we think about the beginning of the story, we really want to think about just the very beginning. Okay. So in the Three Little Dassies, what happened just at the very beginning of the story, we want to say who are the characters, where and when does the story take place? So that's what I'm going to start with. So I'm ready to type in this box. So I can delete my type here and I can write the Three Dassies, Three Little Dassies, were, and I can say their names because in this book, the author told us the names of all of the characters. I'm actually going to zoom in here real quick so we can see a little bit better. The Three Little Dassies were Mimby, Timby, and Pimby, I believe. Pimby and Timby. Okay. They lived in Africa in a desert. Okay. I just said the main characters and where the story takes place. Okay. What happens at the beginning of the story? They left home to go find places of their own to live. Okay. All right. I'm going to come back down here. Now we're going to do the middle. That one is simple. That's all you need. That's the beginning of the story. Okay. The middle is where the bulk of the story takes place. That's where you're going to have the most typing because the most action happens at the beginning in the middle of the story. So what happens in the middle of the story? What is the problem? And what does the main character do? So in this case, we kind of have three main characters or four main characters because we're talking about three Dassies or three pigs and the bad guy. In this case, is the eagle. Okay. So, oops, didn't want to do that. Oh, it's not cooperating with me. So I'll just fit. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to tell what the problem was. So, the three Dassies built houses. 1 built a house made of grass. 1 built with driftwood. And the last one built with stones. Okay. The eagle decided to try to eat the dassies for dinner. He blew down the house of grass and the house of driftwood. But he could not blow down the house of stones. Okay. So then I come down here to the end, and then what happened at the very end of the story? We don't want to talk about we've gotten, that was the middle of the story. All those houses being built, the houses getting knocked down, that was all the middle. When we talk about the end is just like the beginning. It's just a very specific part. So what happened at the very end of this Three Little Dassy story? Think about it. See if you can remember. Okay, towards the very end, how did they get away? How did they escape? How was the problem solved? Okay, so this is where we have to talk about our other character who didn't have a lot of speaking in the story, but the Agama man. The Agama man helped the first 2 dassies escape the eagle nest. Okay. The first 2 dassies, where did they go? Went to the stone house, because that's the only one of them standing still, to hide. Okay. Then what did the eagle do? The eagle tried to get the dassies by going down the chimney, but he was burnt by the fire. He flew away and left them alone. There we go. Now, it is kind of a lot. This is not like a somebody wanted but so then, where we're only kind of writing one sentence or a couple words for each thing. This is a bigger chunk. So, but this is a good retell, okay? The beginning might be the smallest one. The middle is probably going to be the biggest one. And then you want to tell what happened at the end. I got to fix this word. I misspelled it. I'm going to zoom in here just so you can see it again. Okay. Remember, don't forget to put the name of your story that you're using up here. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm actually going to add something to this. He blew down the house of grass and the house of driftwood and took the dassies to his nest. Okay. All right. Now we're going to move on to the next slide. And I know this is kind of a long video, but stick with me here. Okay, on this slide, we're going to make it fit again so I can see it. This is a character analysis, and you're going to do this one over the bad guy in your story, or the villain. And in this case, it has a wolf down here. In my case, my bad guy was not a wolf. It was an eagle. Okay, so what was the major event or challenge for the eagle? Okay. The major event was that he was trying to blow down all the dassies. You know what? No. The main event was he was trying to catch the dassies to eat them. Okay? So what did he do? What did he do? He tried to blow down all their houses. He tried to go down the chimney of the third Dassie's house. What did he say? So were there things that he said to the Dassies? There were. He said, sorry, I'm just trying to look for the exact words in my book right now. I'm just looking back in the story. He said, I see you, Dassie. And he also said, I'll clap and I'll flap and I'll blow your house in. Okay, so those were some things that he said in there. And then what did he think in the story? He thought that, what was he thinking? At first, he thought he would eat all the dassies. But at the end, he did not think he was going to get all the dassies anymore. At the end, he thought he would leave them alone because he got burnt in that fire. And remember, that's how the eagle turned black, and he left them alone from then on because he didn't want to tussle with them anymore and get hurt. Okay. Now, the comparing and contrasting portion is a Venn diagram, and we've used a Venn diagram. Now, when you do this part, okay, this side right here, this has to be the original Three Little Pigs, okay? You have to compare whatever story you want to do, whatever story you picked, with the original Three Little Pigs story, okay? So, for mine, I'm just going to write the Three Little Dassies here. And then I need to think of at least 3 things that were different about this story versus the original Three Little Pigs story. So in this case, we had dassies instead of pigs. We had an eagle instead of a wolf. We had grass, driftwood, and stones for houses. It took place in a desert. Okay. There was an Agama man in this story, which there wasn't in the other one. Okay. So I thought of right off the bat easily. I thought of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And that's all you have to type. Then you're going to think of at least 3 differences for the original pig story, which I'm not going to do because I think you guys can do that. And then here we have to type at least 3 ways that they're similar. Okay. So here we're going to type 3 characters or 3 siblings. Let's type that. 3 siblings. The bad guy is trying to blow down their houses. And let's see, what's the third one that we could? Oh, the third sibling's house stays up in this one. Okay. So there's my compare and contrast. So at least 3 ways they're the same and at least 3 ways they're different. Like I said, you might be able to come up with a lot of ways they're different. So you can put more than 3, but at least 3 for each section of that Venn diagram. Okay, hopefully this video and these examples will help you when you go to do your own. Sorry it was so long, but I wanted to make sure I hit all the different parts. Okay, all right, bye guys.